I've been a dedicated GNOME user for years. It's my daily driver and my comfort food. I appreciate its simplicity and the way it's set up. But I have to be honest, after spending some real time with KDE Plasma 6.6, which was released last February, I am genuinely blown away. This is a phenomenal release, and I'm just in awe with what the KDE team can do. Now, this video isn't a conversion story, not yet anyway. Think of it as an appreciation, a tribute in video form about someone who just can't help but applaud the sheer excellence of what the KDE team has pulled off. I'm Oscar, the super user, and today we are singing the praises of KDE Plasma, one of the most popular desktop options available on Linux next to GNOME. For years, they've represented two different ways of thinking. GNOME has championed a minimalist, streamlined experience focusing on simplicity. It gives you a beautiful workspace and a unique workflow. KDE Plasma, on the other hand, has always been about ultimate user choice. Its philosophy is simple by default, but powerful when needed, offering an enormous degree of flexibility to anyone who wants to tinker. Now, historically, this led to a reputation, fair or not, of KDE being cluttered or heavy. I've always leaned towards GNOME's way of thinking, and I covered why I love GNOME in a previous video. But the story around KDE has been changing for years. It's become sleeker, faster, and more polished with every release. And with Plasma 6.6, the team has delivered something that is reaching a point of perfection, and I really appreciate that. I'd wager to say that KDE Plasma is the best desktop overall in the computing world. It's the champ. Ultimately, this video isn't about which desktop is better, because both are stellar. So let me walk you through what makes KDE Plasma 6.6 so unbelievably impressive. It's not the whole list, but my favourite features overall. The quality of life. Before we get into the deep technical stuff, I want to start with the features that immediately change your day-to-day for the better. First up is a feature that once you use it, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Easy per application volume control, right from the taskbar. Imagine you're in a video call and a YouTube video starts autoplaying in a background tab. True story, by the way. Instead of frantically clicking around in menus, you just interact with the app's icon in the app preview window, making it easier than ever to keep application volumes under control. You can mute or adjust the volume for that specific app instantly. It's intuitive, it's fast, and it's a perfect example of KDE providing sensible features for everyday use. This feature alone is fantastic for anyone who juggles multiple audio sources. Next is another stroke of practical genius, the new way you can save your entire desktop look. KDE is legendary for its customization. You can tweak virtually every aspect of the desktop. But what happens when you've spent hours getting everything just right? The window decorations, the color scheme, the icon packs, the panel transparency? You gotta love some panel transparency. Previously, saving that was a bit of a manual process. Now with Plasma 6.6, you can save your entire setup as a new custom global theme with a single click. You can give it a name, and you can set it up anytime in the future. You can even integrate these custom themes into the day and night switching feature, allowing your whole desktop aesthetic to transform automatically. This was something I really wanted for a long time, and I'm glad to see this release bring it in. Technical details. While the user-facing features are brilliant, what's happening beneath the surface is where KDE Plasma 6.6 really shows its technical muscle. The KDE developers have been tackling some of the toughest challenges in the Linux desktop world, and this release delivers solutions that others are still working towards. The most significant of these is the 144Hz animation fix. For a long time, a bug plagued Plasma on Wayland where animations felt choppy on high refresh rate monitors, basically capped at 60 frames per second. The technical reason was that animations were running on a timer that was completely out of sync with the screen's refresh cycle. In Plasma 6.6, this is finally fixed. The window manager now syncs animations directly to the display's refresh rate. The result is that everything from opening windows to the overview effect is now buttery smooth at 120, 144, or my monitor's 240 Hz. It's a noticeable difference that makes the whole desktop feel incredibly fluid. The Wayland improvements don't stop there though. This release shows a maturing of a crucial feature for gamers, artists, and content creators: high dynamic range, or HDR. This is arguably the area where KDE has a real head start among other Linux desktops. While GNOME's HDR support is making progress, KDE's implementation is the most mature one you can use today. And Plasma 6.6 builds on this with better handling of HDR metadata and even workarounds to make sure Windows games running through Wine or Proton display their colors correctly. The commitment to properly supporting next-gen display tech like this is a testament to the team's forward-looking vision. The wider ecosystem. Beyond the headline features, Plasma 6.6 is packed with dozens of smaller improvements that add to a feeling of deep polish. Power users will appreciate the expanded virtual desktop grid, which now supports a 5x5 layout for up to 25 workspaces. I'd like to know if anybody actually uses 25 workspaces though. Comment down below if you do. Also, a feature from GNOME that now makes its way into KDE Plasma is the ability to have workspaces only on the primary monitor. This allows you to switch workspaces only on one monitor while the rest do not change. I've personally always wanted this and has anchored me to GNOME for many years, so I'm glad that now it's present in KDE Plasma. And for privacy, screen recording now lets you exclude specific windows from the capture, which is perfect for keeping personal windows out of my tutorial videos, and it works with both the native Spectacle videocast and OBS Studio. Of course, a desktop environment is more than just its shell. It's also about the applications, and the KDE community maintains over 200 apps, many of which are best in class, from the Kdenlive video editor to the Ocular document viewer and KDE Connect for linking your phone. These apps also get improvements over time. The headline feature here is the Optical Character Recognition, or OCR, built right into Spectacle, KDE's screenshot tool. It is powered by the Tesseract engine, and this lets you screenshot anything and instantly copy the text from it. The uses are endless. You can grab text from an error message that won't let you select it, a slide in a presentation, or an image. Then you can paste the text anywhere you want, like a note-taking app or a help forum. Now let's address the performance question, especially around RAM usage, which is often a point of contention. Luckily here, Plasma has always been a generally resource-efficient desktop, much more than GNOME. So it's good to know that with the latest release, RAM usage has been lowered even further. I have no way of testing this honestly, but I'll take the KDE team's word for it. So let's bring this all back to where I started. As a GNOME user, looking in from the outside, what is my final verdict? KDE Plasma 6.6 is without exaggeration a phenomenal piece of software and one of the best examples of how open source software can be amazing. The developers have managed to create a desktop that is at once incredibly powerful and remarkably easy to use. They have pushed technical innovation with currently the best-in-class HDR support in Linux and have finally squashed long-standing bugs like the high refresh rate animation issue. Does this mean I'm abandoning GNOME? No. I still have a deep appreciation for GNOME's layout and way of doing things, but I must admit that this release makes it very difficult for me to choose. There is more than one right way to build a desktop, and the beauty of Linux is that we have these choices. But my appreciation for what KDE has accomplished has grown immensely. It is still the sleek, modern, and highly performant environment that puts unparalleled control into the hands of the user. It truly trusts you, the user, to make your own decisions. And it has set a new high bar for what a Linux desktop can be. And for that, from this humble GNOME user, it has my utmost respect. If you also want to leave your own love letter to KDE Plasma, please do so in the comments. I'd love to read you. But before you go customizing your new KDE Plasma desktop like crazy, remember that you can break things. With great power comes great responsibility.